start over.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Magic Mile. This is going to be an absolute good one here for the next round of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. This is going to be a good one. Short track racing excitement right here from New Hampshire International Speedway. Good evening, folks. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Got my good buddy, Big Jim. When the hell did that start? Big Jim Cunningham right here going to be producing and co-commentating with me. Jim, I don't know. Can we say that live on there? Can we say Big Jim live on there? I mean, but anyway, how are you?
Big Jim. You absolutely. You're too young to remember. We used to have some toys when we were called kids that were called Big Jim and the Wolf Pack. So, but that's going way back. But, yeah, you notice I got some new graphics there for us tonight. I forgot to show you that earlier when I was showing you the things. But we got some new colorful graphics, and we got your nickname up there, which is important because you are the redneck announcer. And we are here at New Hampshire, the Magic Mile. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it very much is. Obviously, they call it the Magic Mile for a reason. It's because it's a mile in length. And they ain't nothing, shied away from that at all. Obviously, Loudon, New Hampshire. This track is very, very, it's a very cool racetrack, to be honest with you, Jim. I mean, not only do they race, NASCAR Truck Series or NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series, this is one of those tracks where the open wheel modifieds come out here and they let it all hang out. The late models come out and let it all hang out. They got one of their big open wheel modified races that they have. It's here, and they have it on the same weekend as the NASCAR Cup Series when they come to town, so it obviously gets a lot of attraction for the Wheel and Modified Tour as well. So this place right here is pretty cool. And also, for some of the old school NASCAR video games out there, they had a road course that you could race here. And
still do.
It wasn't
still
worth
there.
Well, I wasn't worth a damn at it. I'll just be honest with you. I could not drive that road course out here to save my life.
Yeah, this is a great track, man. I personally love racing here, especially in the trucks, but anything really, and especially like those wheel and modifieds are so much fun to drive around this place. I love those modifieds, and I love a flat racetrack. I've always been a guy that, I like to make a car rotate, so this is a good track for me. And, I've always been a big fan of these kind of tracks, and this one's been a staple now for a long time on the NASCAR circuit.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess, Jim, I hate to tell you, but, me and you, we had a lot in common.
Until
right there. I hate flat track. I hate them to save my life. I mean, great racing. Great racing happens on flat tracks. If it's going to be flat, in my opinion, throw some dirt on it and let them, and let them eat. Well, but, I mean, if you're going to pick a flat track, this would be the one to do it. Maybe Martinsville got a little bacon in it as well.
Phoenix,
but, I mean,
the old Phoenix was pretty flat.
Well, now, old Phoenix. New Phoenix sucks. Old Phoenix is good.
No,
you
old
got the
Phoenix,
grass right there in the middle of it. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm all for that. Yeah. That what, 6-7 wide, cutting it through the dog leg? That's the stupidest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Put the grass back there. Let them race. Let them do their deal. Let them stay on the track. We ain't even went into qualifying yet. We got beef. We didn't qualify and we already got beef. Wow, I can already tell how this is going to go already.
No, I love me some flat track racing. I love the fact that you got to make that car turn. You got to make it rotate. You got to be able to set it up, and you got to be able to drive it like that. You can't just hammer down on the throttle and roll through these turns. You got to be able to break it in there. You got to be able to turn it down. If you don't, you're going to wear your tires out, which from everything I'm hearing, the tires are going to be a big issue tonight. I'm sure you read all the information that was passed on to us in our little briefing, and apparently tires are going to be a big, big deal tonight.
Yeah, I mean, tires is going to be a big old deal 9 ways to Sunday. And, want to give a huge shout-out, obviously, for the Allen Tillery 100 here tonight. Obviously, go to www.allentillery.com AllenTilleryAuto.com for all your needs. Chevys, GMCs, General Motors, Cadillacs. That's the way that I always looked at GMCs. And I mean, just get all your needs at AllenTilleryAuto.com. Go check them out. Get you a new vehicle and check them out. Good stuff. Obviously, you talked about it with the race details that we're going to have tonight. Obviously, no stages. That's how Heart to Heart Motorsports races. No stages. They keep it that way. Pit window is going to be between 70 and 72. Tire wear, obviously, a big issue. I would think that you may see some of them, honestly, at that point, with it being 100 laps for 100 miles here, to split it right down the middle and maybe go at 50. But some of them may try to stretch it and try to go to 60, maybe 65, just to try to get that tire advantage if we do get a long green flag run.
Yeah, and with the amount of trucks we got here tonight, it looks like a couple of guys didn't show up. Typically when you get on tracks like this, you always get a few guys that don't show up, that necessarily maybe don't, aren't huge fans of racing these kind of flat, short tracks and stuff like that. But with the amount of trucks we got here, I could see that happening. We could get spread out here. We had a good long run last week at Kentucky, and I think that could happen here as well. I think that what could end up throwing a monkey wrench into plans, though, is this place is going to be tough on the tires. And I happened to look before the race. I pulled this up. And look at that track temperature, would you? It is flat bacon out there, man. 106-degree track temperature.
Good Lord.
That's going to chew these tires up, man. Sliding, you ain't got no banking to save them tires. If you don't ease it in there, you're going to tear them tires up bad, especially at that temperature. And it's going to be hot and slick. It's going to be interesting, man. That's about as bad a combo as you could get, a flat track and hot as tar out there. So we're going to see how that goes. But I think, I think if there's an early caution at 25, 30, I think somebody's going to come get tires and fuel and could potentially try to go all the way from there. Or if nothing else, somebody's going to come in and there's going to be some people come in and get tires and forego the one stop and turn it into a two-stopper and take tires twice to have the fresher rubber, because if you're not easy on tires, if you don't have the that ability in you, which I'm actually not too good at saving tires. I'll burn the right front tire off a truck quick. So I think, that would be my strategy here tonight. I'd probably try to turn this into a two-stopper if there's a caution, because I would kill my tires,
Yeah, I probably would too. Matter of fact, you were talking about that 106 degrees track temp and with the sun baking down on it. You had me right there, honestly, fixing to go to the fridge and try to go get me some eggs and fry me an egg out here on this racetrack, because I'm telling you, it would probably be good to go after a little bit, and then I could have me a fried egg sandwich and get ready to watch some of the best on out racing with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Qualifying is in session. And we're getting ready to see who is going to set the fastest time and lead them to the green here tonight for the Allen Tillery 100 at New Hampshire here for the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series on MotorMouth Broadcasting. 69, James Borden out here on the racetrack. Check him out. Comes down. Jim, you're a big fan of, these flat tracks. I've always usually seen them where drivers will try to diamond the corner. Especially at these flat tracks.
This one especially.
They'll come down or whatever, enter normally, but then they'll kind of enter dumb afterwards. I mean, they'll be right up against the wall going down the front stretch, and then they'll enter as low as they can, come up right about the center of the corner, come up, and then try to enter off of the bottom, coming off of the corners as well. But a lot of times you don't want to see or you don't want to be one of those drivers to be right down on the bottom of the racetrack and try to pin it all the way to the bottom. Not here. You want to try to run about a lane or two up.
Yeah, 2 lanes up is good. Diamond in the corner off here for qualifying, where it looks like Austin Cornprost just jumped right up to the top there. Diamond in the corner off here for qualifying is great. It's harder to do that in a race because you'll get yourself up high there, and somebody will dive underneath you if there's anyone around you. So you can't really diamond it during the race unless you're kind of running by yourself a little bit. But for qualifying, it's definitely the fastest way around here. Because to me, the fastest lane to me around here is really like 3 lanes up, just at the top of that dark asphalt, right there. Just at the top of that dark asphalt is what I always found to be the fast way around this place, especially in a stock car. Now you can go a little lower than that in an open wheel car, so like even a modified, something that's got more grip. But in these big old heavy stock cars, I found it to be the best line.
To me, like maybe Austin Cornpro's tried to do that exact same line. He's got the fastest time at a 30.329. Scott Kazanoff got a 30.460. That is the front row as they run right now. Ronald Robertson, Andrew Lohmeyer, and BJ Lane the third. That's what you're setting right now for the top 5 Bud Light. Mike, come on, baby. Get out there. Get you some Bud Lights and try to get you a lap time. Hit a 30.7 that time around. This time around, the second lap was not so good for him, so he'll stay at a 30.794. Maybe see what happens in the race because, Jim, I talked about it. I talk about it. It seems like every damn week. Super speedways, they're your wild card races.
Oh, yeah.
Road courses, to a certain extent, they are your wild card races because you got that special set of skills that you got to have. These short tracks, I look at these as wild card races because
it's a different skill set.
There's so much. Yeah, I mean, you don't know what the hell's got to happen on these short tracks. You can have somebody bump you out of the way. You could drive it in the corner too deep, get in there and, wheel hop it and slide up into somebody. You cause about a 15 truck pile up. We saw that in, previous races with other racing leagues. But I look at these as somewhat, like I was saying, I look at this track and these kinds of races on short tracks is like wild cards or wild card races.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. What it really does is it highlights a certain skill set. If you came from a short track background, racing late models and stuff like that, then this is probably going to fall more into your wheelhouse. If you came up and you jumped right into NASCAR, the 1.5 miles are probably going to be where you run the best at. And then like you said, the wild card. The thing about the super speedways is, luck and being able to hold your car in line in all that crazy air. If you can maintain, control of your car and not be wiggling all over the place, you're going to stand the best chance of surviving, But these things, it's just a different skill set, I mean, some people are fast at short tracks and some just are not. You've got to understand how to float these things in the corner and to be able to drive them off, because the drive off is what it's all about. Most people overdrive these things and they send them too hard into the corner and it kills their off,
Absolutely. I mean, and you mentioned coming off of the corner as well. We're going to see a lot of drivers, how I like to talk about it is not to crack the egg coming off of the corner.
That's right.
And what I mean by that, for some of you out there may not understand what I'm talking about. Take it. I mean, you ain't even got to have a sim rig for this. Go out in your personal car. Well, I wouldn't recommend it, especially if it's your wife's car. But
no, that's
take an egg.
Use her car. Don't do it in yours.
Well, yeah. Then you end up having a pretty good ass chewing or a divorce, one of the two. But take you an egg and put it up under your gas pedal, and then go out there and basically try to not crack the egg with that throttle pedal.
Absolutely do that in your wife's
throttle
car.
management. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But that is what throttle management is. You don't want to mat it all the way down coming off the corner, especially if the truck's not going to rotate, because if it does, you crack the egg or you bust the egg in this matter, bam, you're going to come straight up and you're going to plow the wall down. I've seen it numerous times coming off turn 2 Turn 4 sometimes, but mainly turn 2s where I've seen a lot of people plow the wall down here at New Hampshire.
Oh
So
yeah.
you got to see guys half throttle, maybe 3/4 throttle, just enough to try to get the back end to turn and make sure that they don't go up and plow the wall down. Because we talked about it, you can get tight big time in these trucks here with the tire wear and the configuration and all that other stuff. So you'll hear me a lot say that over the night, folks. Do not crack the egg coming off the corner. Get your throttle management down. These drivers not going to be full throttling it coming off the corners. They will have to be very, very precise with their throttle management.
So earlier you were talking about diamonding off the corner, and for people that maybe don't understand what that means that are watching, so what you do if you're diamonding off the corner is you run it in, and you kind of run it high, and then you turn it pretty sharp, and you kind of turn it down the racetrack, and then you kind of you basically your apex is high up in the corner in the middle, and you get more of a straight line off the corner, which is better because once you get the truck pointed straight, you can hit the throttle harder, which gives you a better runoff, and it's going to give you a better time. And so that is, why that people diamond off the corner, because they can get on the throttle harder, faster. The problem with that is in a race, when you go up high like that to make that line work, somebody's going to dive it underneath you and cut you off, and you won't be able to, they're going to pass you, and you're not going to be able to come off the corner anyway. So, but that is that's probably my favorite line. I love running that diamond line when I can, even at little short tracks like half miles and stuff. But yeah, this is gonna be fun tonight. I talked to a couple of guys this week. I went into where they were at, and I was talking to BJ and to Scott Casanave, and I almost said Casanova. I almost did. I was talking to him, and I know Scott is apparently not a huge fan of this style racetrack. We've seen him run very well at the last 2 weeks at the 1.5 miles and at the Super Speedway. They had a 10-minute qualifying session here, and everybody finished in about 4 minutes. So we got some time to kill here. Yeah. So the thing is, there's going to be a few guys here that are probably going to be really fast, and then there's going to be some that are going to really struggle, and their tires, it's so easy you can just absolutely destroy that front tire here in just a matter of 10 or 15 laps if you're not doing it right. And then the problem is then the car won't turn. You just get slower and slower and slower to make the car turn. It is the most miserable feeling in the world. I'm sure you've been in that situation before, especially if you don't like flat tracks. Then more than likely you've put yourself in that spot where you've worn the front tire flat off of it and it just won't turn.
Yeah, I've been in that boat a couple of times. That's when I just parked the truck, said to hell with it. I pulled a Josh Williams, park it, get out of it. It is done. You are.
That's when you become Bud Light Jake.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that's when you end up saying, yep, we burn them up. Let's go to the house. Let's have us a couple cold ones, get it done with. By the way, if you would have pulled a Casanova right there, I guarantee you Scott would have not had you or me, probably, either one of us, on his Christmas list this year. Well, I will not guarantee you that one there. But
I've been kicked off better Christmas lists than that before.
Well, all righty, folks. Here we getting ready to go. Now at Tillery 100, getting ready to rock and roll here tonight at New Hampshire. Starting on that front row, it's going to be a pretty cool little or a pretty cool little front row, if you will.
Maybe it will be. Let's see. It might not be. Hold on one second.
May not be. Well, let's see what happens.
No, we gotta get off of this. I thought I was going to show you the pace car, but that didn't work tonight. So there we go. Let's see if this might do it here. Let's see. All right. Anyway, we'll just go with a normal camera then, and let's pull the grid up. Folks, here you go.
Let's do it right there. You see the pace car out here. Here we getting ready to go. Austin Cornpost starting on the front row, got the pole. And Bobby Lay Jr. will be starting on his outside. Starting in P3, be Scott Casanave. He'll be starting in P3 with Dan Cullison starting in P4. Ronald Robertson, Andrew Lohmeyer, BJ Lane the third, and my good buddy Bud Light Mike out there. And rounded out the top 10, James Borden, and obviously Carter Cassidy. Brandon Ressler, Nicholas Mater going to be out there as well with Ryan Perone and Benny Jones, the 14 drivers to do it here tonight. Cool to see the 95 and Mater out here, so who knows?
Right.
We may get to see the cars hook up one way or another. Corn Prost right there in the 95 outside Bobby Joe. Going to get it ready, get it started up here tonight. Like I said, Alan Tillery 100 getting ready to get kicked off for round 3 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Pace car working its way off of turn number 4 down pit road. Everybody ready for it to get the heck out of the way. Hit the restart zone. Round 3 is underway. Austin Cornprost diving it down into turn 1. Bobby Joe trying to fall in suit in line. Not able to do it. Cornprost's going to lead him off of turn number 2 for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, that was a good clean start there. And by the way, folks, what'd you think of those that rolling grid there with the paint jobs looking good? That's something special we brought tonight. Yeah, we got some side-by-side bumping already going on back there. Let's see who that is. That's Robinson and I guess Cullison there they were bumping a little bit there.
Yeah, a little door banging. That's what you're going to get when you come to these short tracks. Cullison maybe trying to latch back on and get back up
there
here.
He goes. He's around.
Oh, Cullison goes around hard into the inside retaining wall. No caution is out on the speedway. Still green. Cullison went for a wild spin, come off of turn 2, and he just straight up shaked it straight to the left. No caution on the speedway as Cornprost starting to feel a little bit of pressure from the 0-2 of Bobby Joe right behind him.
Yeah, Bobby Joe's getting it. Tires are warming up back there now, and he's starting to feel it a little bit. I think that's what happened to Cullison there. I don't think those tires were hot enough yet, and you got to again. He sent it in there too hot. That back end's going to come around on you. You got to really feel it down in there. See, Cornprost likes that line that I like to run here, which is that one up top, but or not quite all the way up top, but and then Bobby Joe seems to like that lane, one lane down from that.
Yeah, Cornprost high, wide, and handsome, trying to make it happen. And Bobby Joe down on the bottom side, down in the center where Grandpappy has the moonshine from Granny. We'll see a lot of that here tonight. Multi-grooves. Some of them just want to be right smack dab in the middle, sitting in the living room on the couch, having a cold one, watching the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Cornprost still with the lead. Bobby Joe trying to hold off Casanave. Battle for second is on. Here comes Casanave right up on the back door of Bobby Lane Jr.
Yeah, he's starting to feel it too. I think his tires are coming in nice, and it's different. I mean, these guys now, I know for a fact that Casaneve's put in a lot of laps here this week. He told me he thought he was probably around 400 laps practicing this week, and this is a tough track, and he was I don't know that he was struggling, but he certainly didn't have the pace he wanted. That's why he put so many laps in. And fair warning to these guys that maybe didn't put the time in this week. This is not a track that you could just show up at and point and shoot, as we see Bobby Joe there just put it on the inside of Cornprost and drove it right around him.
Point and shoot. I like that right there. Point and shoot. That kind of sounds like that big buck hunter game that you would have at a bar after you've had about 10 of them. Just go ahead and point it and shoot it and see if you're able to make it happen. I'll tell you one driver that was able to point and shoot and make it all the way to the front, up one spot. Exactly where he wants to be is Bobby Joe, Bobby Lane Jr. Trying to pull away from Cornprost.
Let's take a
and
look
Scott
at that pass
Casanave right behind him. Here's the pass that got Bobby Joe the lead right here. Just dives it down to the inside.
Yeah.
Cornprost up top right there. I mean, just very clean maneuvering right there.
Yeah.
Bobby Joe not cracking the egg, able to take it all the way to the front. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he made it stick on that low line. I mean, that's the thing. You just got to send it in there a little bit and feel that grip. And it hooked up for him, and he was able to drive it on around him, There's going to be five out of 10 times you're going to do that, and the truck's going to want to slide up, and you're going to have to lift, and you're not going to be able to make that pass. But he was able to put it together. Looks like BJ. Oh, BJ's in the autism awareness truck this week. I love that truck. That's a good looking paint job. He just slid around Bud Light Mike there. Mike's still probably got a cold one right now, though. He's still got one from the start of the race. Probably he don't have two hands yet, I'm sure.
No. I mean, he'll probably get good and soused. He'll be ready to go probably about lap 75. That's when we need to really be paying attention to Bud Light Mike. Both of those trucks, obviously, you love both of the Pacekeys. We got smoke somewhere up here in front of them.
I don't see
not 100% who it was, but I don't know. Maybe somebody spun. Maybe somebody got sideways off screen. Bobby Joe still leads it. Corn Probe still right behind him, 2/10 of a second behind him. Scott Castanave not too far behind him as well. You see the front three. Mainly, it is a battle between Bobby Joe and Corn Probst up here for the lead.
Yeah.
You go back another half a second, you got Castanave, and about another half a second, you got Robertson, and about another whole second goes back to Lohmeyer. So really starting to get spread out 10 laps into the 100-lap feature here this evening.
Yeah, I'm going to pull this dashboard up here so that you can keep an eye on their speed. Some of them, I wonder if they're shifting. They could be shifting. But you watch their throttle there. You can see them. We're riding on board with Austin there. You can see he's about 3/4 throttle there. Watch him ease back into it now. Easing back into it. He ain't got it hammered yet. He's finally got it all the way down right there. And then back out of it. That's how you got to drive these short tracks, man. It ain't about putting that throttle to the floor at all. Now, he is not shifting, but we'll bounce around tonight from driver to driver, and we'll see how some of them may drive it different, But the way that Corn Prost runs in that line that he likes, he's going to be one that should be able to get back in the throttle a little quicker than the guys that are running that more lower line. Like Bobby Lane should have to wait a little longer unless he's really, really hooked up. Unless, Bobby Joe's got it working, which he might.
Looks like it, to be honest with you. I mean, he drove right by Corn Probst, no problem.
He is hooked up
just a while ago. And, I mean, just coming off the corner, absolutely fantastic. Corn Prost now about a half a second back from him. It was about 2/10 of a second. He gained about 3/10 on him, but now Corn Prost tried to reel him in. Coming off turn two, gap is starting to shrink ever so slightly. Now it's back to 2/10. So Corn Prost loving it right there off of turn two, but it looks like Bobby Joe loves it over here in 3 and 4. Or maybe, just maybe the tire wear may start to come into play right here for Bobby Joe. Corn Prost right there on his tailgate going into one.
I mean, let's be realistic, man. Bobby Joe's running with that Bass Tire sponsorship on there. He's got the inside dope on these tires. I mean, he's got to have the insider information when it comes. I mean, come on. He's got a tire sponsor on there. He's got he's got the special rubber on that thing. You can bet.
My hand was in the gutter all the way through that right there. You got the dope. You got the dope and the rubber. You had it all the way right through there. I'm sorry. I had to throw it out there. Anyway, Bobby Joe right there, though.
I should have said info. I didn't know. I should have said info. I didn't know I was going to get you.
Oh, well, yeah, it's kind of hard to get it past me sometimes, I guess. I do want to mention, though, Scott Castanave has got the fastest lap of the race, 30.549. But if you look at the front three guys, Jim, all of them, their best lap was 30.5. And check it out right here.
This is a 5-lap average now.
Yeah, the best 5-lap average. I mean, and you look at it, first, second, and third, there it is. But as of what they're running right now, Bobby Joe, he has got the fastest. Austin Corn Prost second. Scott Castanave sitting in third. This is the fastest 5 right now. And Bobby Joe has got Austin Corn Prost, but not by much as far as the lap time goes. I mean, they're damn near mirroring one another, honestly, Jim.
Yeah, they really are. I wonder if Corn Prost is, maybe just, taking it a little easy. You're not trying to pass Bobby Joe right now. Oh, we just stepped out on him. He ain't taking it too easy, is he? Never mind. I'll stop that right there. But no, I just wonder if he's, maybe trying to not push his tires too hard, because it does look like now we're spread out. The likelihood of us having a long green flag run is probably going to happen now, based on the fact that we've got some space now, and the likelihood of a caution is going to be less. So I think you kind of have to start looking that way and thinking that way. I got to save my tires here. because you could end up, if thing goes the wrong way, this could be a one-stop race, or the right way, I guess you would say. No cautions would be a good race, but it's certainly going to make it tough on tire wear.
Yeah, definitely will. Obviously, to try to, just a whole lot of strategies that could come into play. And I'm telling you, Corn Pros is really wearing out Bobby Joe right now. He's got right up on his tailgate coming off a tube, but he just had to get out of the gas a little bit more.
Well, he looked at that low line, too, and actually doing that, it looks like Bobby Joe slid down about a half a line to make sure that Austin couldn't come underneath him. Because, Bobby Joe was running about 2 lanes up, and as soon as Austin took a look down there, Bobby Joe cut that down to about a lane and a half, because I don't think he wants him to make an attempt underneath him. But at this point, it's going to, if Austin wanted to make a run on him on that outside, there's nobody right behind him. He could run a diamond line off a couple of corners and see if he could get a good run down one of these straightaways and make it happen.
Yeah, very much could. And actually, really, the battle is on, and it is for the lead. You see Scott Castanave way back there in 3rd spot.
Oh, yeah.
He was the fastest truck. He's got the fastest lap of the race, but, he ran that right there early on. Now he's starting to fall back into a battle for 3rd. Here in a little bit, if Ron Robertson keeps putting on the laps that he's doing, he'll eventually catch him for 3rd. But the battle for what we're watching at is on right here with Bobby Lane Jr. and Austin Corn Pros. This is the battle that we're watching right here. And Jim, there is other battles that's going on out there on the racetrack. We're sure of it, but this is the one that, not necessarily the closest one, but this is the one that really matters the most.
Yeah, and we do need to, we probably will bounce around and take a look at some of the other stuff going on just to, just for the sake of it. But yeah, this is clearly the battle here. They're already starting to lap guys here. And Wrestler is not the guy who spun earlier, so that tells you a lot, I guess he did technically, he spun, but anyway, you get the point. Cullison. I don't know. This could be one of those situations where half the, I know, right? Where half the field gets lapped. It really could. Because they're making hay right now, both of them, man. They're a second plus a lap faster than the guys towards the back, and in a 30-second lap, a race that the laps are 30 seconds, it don't take very long to get lapped here.
No, it don't. You slip just a little bit, and it can end up costing you. Check it out. You see Carter Castanave back here in the 77, little battle going on right there on your screen. Is that Ryan Perone? I believe it is, right there to his inside, and it is. Perone down to the inside trying to make it stick. So door to door, this is the battle for the 9th spot as they work their way into 3.
He's got that Ricky and Morty paint scheme on there. I think that's something you'd probably like, huh? You watch Rick and Morty?
A little bit every now and then. I'm more of like King of the Hill and Simpsons. I'm more into that kind of stuff. I guess you could say.
King of the Hill, I can see. That's stereotype there. Everybody in the world would think you were a King of the Hill fan. That's not even going to surprise anybody.
Well, but it is what it is. King of the Hill. I've always watched it. Me and my dad, we've always watched The Simpsons. I've always loved them too. So, but I've watched my Rick and Morty, Beavis and Butthead. I've watched all of them.
I used to watch all the Beavis
you name
and
it
Butthead
pretty
back
much.
in the day. Now I liked Beavis and Butthead back in the day.
Yeah, that's obviously one of those that my son will not watch it, at least anytime soon.
No. At my age, though, I grew up with the Bugs Bunny.
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with Bugs Bunny now. There's nothing wrong with Bugs Bunny.
No, he's good for all generations, isn't he?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny, Roadrunner, and Coyote. But, dude, real quick, I know there's battles going on, but I just got to say this. I saw this on Facebook earlier this week. As you see BJ Lane the third, he's got Polite Mike right behind him, battle for 6. But I saw a video. It was real. It was not a cartoon. It was a real Roadrunner getting chased by a real coyote.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You seen that video? I was like, damn. I was like, this is legit. This is real. I cannot believe this.
Sure did. I was just waiting for a Acme thing to fall on him or something, you know.
The coyote, not the Roadrunner.
No, not the Roadrunner.
Never gets that in.
No, Roadrunner's always good. Yep. It's a coyote in the road.
I'll tell you somebody else real quick, though, Jim, that is good right now, all good right now, is Bobby Joe. Remember, I mean, we were talking about them for a second. Cornprost, Bobby Joe at one point had about a half a second to maybe 3/4 of a second gap. Now Cornprost kind of starting to reel him back in, but for a minute, Bobby Joe had almost a second on him.
So is Casanave. Casanave was almost 2 seconds back at one point. Now he's just a little over a second. So I think what that probably tells us is that Bobby Joe's starting to slow down slightly, you know. If you look at best lap, Bobby Joe was a 30.59, same as Cornprost. And both of them now are running a little over a second slower than that. So they've dropped off a second over their best lap so far. Some of the guys out there are closer to 2 seconds fall off, which tells you that they're burning their tires up.
Yeah, I mean, and they're going to do that with 100-something degree track tip. It's actually dropped a couple of degrees. Actually, I mean, not that far off. It's still, well, you can still fry an egg on it. We'll go ahead and call it that. I mean, it's 104, but I mean, the air temp obviously right there at 64 degrees. So, I mean, we've only had one lead change to the whole thing. It's been clean and green from this far. Aside from the Dan Coulson spin, you have one lead change. It was Bobby Joe, and he went right around Austin Cornprost, got the lead, and he ain't looked back.
No.
Now that gap has gotten up to half a second. Now, as you see it right there goes Cornprost trying to reel in Bobby Joe. It's Scott Casanave. Now he's starting to fall back a little bit. He got it up to about a second and a half. Now it's starting to slide back to 2 seconds. So kind of like a seesaw effect, if you will, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, you know, watching it for one lap, that's why this great function that we got down here, like the fastest 5 for 5, gives you an idea. Because, you know, at any point in time, you could come off the corner and the rear end step out on you a little bit, and, you know, you gotta lift a little bit to save it, and, you know, you're going to maybe drop 2 or 3 tenths on that particular lap. You know, it can go back and forth like that, just, you know, because these kind of tracks it's so easy to have that rear end step out on you, just like we were watching Cornprost. He almost skidded the wall right there, actually. So, you know, so that's going to come back. But if you look at this 5-lap average here, this kind of tells you who's fast. And look at Lohmeyer back there running in 5th in the last 5 laps has been faster than Casanave. So, you know, Lohmeyer is probably slowly reeling in Robinson, because Robinson is slower than him also. So it wouldn't surprise me here in a few laps to see Lohmeyer catch Robinson and potentially get by him if that continues. I love this fastest 5 feature, because especially on a short track, it really gives you an idea of what's really going on, you know?
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I love that camera angle you had right there. We just saw Robert Robertson almost eat it coming off of turn 2. Oh, back end, step sideways, and he almost ended up just like Dan Collison did a couple of laps ago, about 15 or so laps ago. There's Ronald Robertson. Remember what happened last week with Ronald Robertson? There was a little bit of beef out there on the racetrack did in Kentucky. He's trying to put that in the past and worry about it here tonight at New Hampshire. And up one spot, nobody really up a whole lot of spots. Nobody really down a whole lot of spots, with the exception of Dan Collison, who is back in 14th. But, I mean, the biggest gainer out of everybody really is Ryan Perron.
Yeah, Ryan Perron is
up 5 spots right now. That's about the only guy.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here, Ryan Perron's up 5. Benny Jones is up 3. Bud Light Mike up 2.
Yeah.
He's starting to loosen up a little bit. That's what's going on. But, this is not the kind of track, and especially with this size field, you know, it's going to be – you're not going to see guys make too big of a jump here just for that reason, you know. And we look here, we can see, the best battles on track. Obviously, even up front now, they've kind of separated. Actually, this is the best battle on track right now. This Bobby Lane Jr. and Bud Light Mike here is BJ's putting it on, not Junior, BJ. I got it. Well, I struggle with that because I want to call him Bobby because when he first started messaging me about coming over and working with the league, I was calling him Bobby, and so I've got that in my head now. But it's, Bobby Joe is the one that goes by Bobby, and he goes by BJ. So, but yeah, this is a good little battle right here. But things are just leveling.
Poor man, if you got to deal with that.
I know, right? It's a tough life I live, right? I'm retired. I sit around and race broadcast all day and night, and sim race. Boy, I got it hard.
Yeah, it sounds like it, I guess you say. But BJ Lane the third, he was sitting in sixth. Bud Light Mike got around him, shot around him like he was sitting still. Now tried to pull away from him. See the battles right there on your screen. We was talking about Bobby Joe and Corn Pros. Now Bobby Joe's got about a second and a half, give or take, over Corn Pros. And then you got to go about another whole second over that, and you got Scott Castanave. So there's Nicholas Mater.
Say it.
Mater right there in the 22,
that?
right there. Nicholas Mater. Got Mater out here on the racetrack. And he's trying to see if he can make it a little bit interesting right here with Carter Castanave right here in front of him. Battle for ninth on your screen. Mater trying to go after Castanave. And, Mater up 2 spots, Castanave up 1 spot as well. So this may just be for the ninth spot, Jim. It may just be for the ninth spot, and it may look like that it is not that important. But points, certainly with these guys here in the Truck Series, for the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series, they don't have playoffs.
No.
So these points that they're trying to accumulate, it is for what they are racing for throughout the whole season. It could mean the difference from finishing, third in the points to fourth or fifth in the points. I mean, you never know at this point.
And the thing is also, man, it doesn't matter whether you're battling for first or 10th or whatever. You're out there driving as hard as you can, and you're trying to pass the guy that's in front of you. And, and it's just like, I took my old street car years ago to the drag strip, and it was slow as dirt, right? But it didn't matter. When you're driving something absolutely as fast as it will go, it feels fast till you look at it from the outside and then you realize how slow it really is. But that battle, man, when you're out back there grinding with somebody like that, trying to make a pass on them, you're working your butt off to get around them. It doesn't matter whether it's for 5th place, 10th place, it's all good, fun, hard racing.
Yeah, I mean, something that would be, we need to let everybody know about this is how the points are set up because, we mentioned it about those points. 40 points to leader, down to 1 point for last place, depending on where they finish and all that good stuff. You get a bonus point for the fastest lap, most laps led, and leading the lap, all that stuff. You get points for all that. If we looked at the points right now, the one that gained the most from Kentucky last week was Austin Kornprost.
Yes.
Gained 11 spots with the win. Ron Robertson obviously won at Daytona. Let me just give you folks just kind of an idea. This is what your top, honestly, 6 points, top 6 in points, this is what their points look like. 80, 77, 73, 68, 67, 66, 66, 66. You got 3 of them tied for 6th in the points.
There you go.
And that's how tight those points is. So these guys racing for 8th, 9th, whatever, those points could mean something later on down the road. But just how tight the points is and just how tight that the points get paid out each and every week.
Yeah, and it matters. Oh, boy, he just stepped out right there. That's who's that, Lohmeyer, man. Boy, the back end stepped out on him hard right there. Which he was hauling the mail earlier. He was the fastest guy on track for a little while there. Let's see how he's doing now. Let's see who the fastest 5 are right now. Yeah, he's dropped off a little bit now. The back tires are getting a little cooked. Cullison is hauling the mail. Look at him. Last fastest 5 was Cullison. Did he take tires?
And I
Oh, he
think
went
he
in
actually-
and pitted. He
He
pitted.
did.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right,
Yes.
so he's got tires then. Okay.
He went in on lap 31, and he
Yep.
is absolutely motoring through here.
Yep.
Maybe trying to somehow or another
look
catch a
who's
break
pit-
one way or another. Something happens, but here we go. Bobby Joe going down, or BJ Lane the third, excuse me. He is going down pit road. I got mixed up.
Gotcha.
See, he mixed me up with him that time around. BJ Lane the third going down pit road. Right here on lap 47. So splitting the difference. I was talking about that a while ago, Jim.
Yeah, no,
splitting the difference.
This is
Looks
good.
like that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, this is a good place to pit. Then if a caution comes out, you can come in and get you some more freshies if you need to, if you're running towards the back half of the field. You can come in and get some tires. They ain't going to hurt you. But right now, he's going to make up some time with fresh tires out there. So we'll have to follow that and see how that goes as our leaders here come roaring down the straightaway. Well, I tell you what, Bobby Joe looks hooked up, though, man. He's been a rock. I don't think I've seen that thing twitch tonight. Oh, was that BJ on them cold tires?
It was.
Oh, there's that caution flag. BJ's going to be in trouble.
Woo.
Is he going to be first guy a lap down? Oh, Mater is in the pits right now.
Oh, man, boy, they're going to have a time trying to sort this out right here. And even if BJ Lane
Mater
the third
didn't
was going
stop.
to be the lucky dog.
Mater didn't stop. He came on through because I guess he was afraid he was going to get a penalty if he tried to stop when they closed pit lane. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what's fixing to happen here.
Yeah, this will be interesting right here. I mean, BJ Lane the third, him spread it out. If he was going to be the lucky dog, he wouldn't be able to get that because he was the cause of caution. So odds are he's going to be out on that one. And right now, sitting 2 laps down, according to time of the score, and Carter Castanave would be the lucky dog. He would get the wave around, I believe. But here we go. Bobby Joe, Cornpro, Scott Castanave, Ronald Robertson, Andrew Lohmeyer, top 5. Bud Light Mike going in. Ryan Perrone going in. Carter Castanave and Nicholas Mater. Now he's going to jump down pit road. Everybody on the lead lap jumping down pit road this time right here, Jim.
Yeah, and, of course, the rest of the guys have to stay out here for the. I would think they have to pit next lap, right? That's usually the way that goes. It'd be curious to see. I would imagine that Cullison is probably not going to come. He stopped at lap 31. Based on what we've heard, even without a caution, in theory, he could make it all the way to the end.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely could, because, Jim, it's like we were talking about. You can go about 70 laps on a full tank of fuel. The tires is going to be the issue out of it all. It's going to be about the tires and whether or not the tires is going to hold up. Granted, did he pit, just a couple laps ago? Yeah, sure. I mean, he pitted on lap 31, but, I mean, hell, that was 20 laps ago.
Which
but
is a lot.
It really depends on, here, yes, it absolutely is. So it really depends on how hard he pushed those tires.
So look where he's at. According to this, he is back on the lead lap now, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And he's second from, he may actually be last on the lead lap, right?
Right.
You absolutely come get tires here. 100%. There's no reason not to.
Can.
There's no reason not to.
I would. Yeah, absolutely I would.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. You can't lose any spots.
No, I mean, he ain't going to lose a spot to Mater or Carter Castanave or any of those guys. I mean, absolutely. If he gets the opportunity, I'd jump down pit road, get 4 freshies. Hell, I'd start behind the lap cars if I needed to. But I'd get 4 freshies, and I'd get right back on playing field with the rest of these guys up here.
Back on the lead lap
be leading this thing.
And 4 fresh tires, and he's back in the game 100% and recovered from that spin, which could have been devastating with no caution flag. That could have been horrible, So the fact that, so let's see. I'm sure everybody took 4 fresh tires there, wouldn't you think? I mean, let's take a look. Do we know? Yeah, we can see that already. So let's go take a look here real quick. I'm pretty sure. We got our new pit stop stats here. But so Carter Castanave and Brandon Wrestler spent some significant extra time down on pit road there. Looks like they were getting something done. Wrestler spent over a minute down there. But, yeah, everybody obviously took, took 4 tires here. Not surprising under caution like that. But I'm actually curious. I guess those guys must have had a little contact somewhere in there or something that got them to need a little work on their truck. I wonder how long. Let's see. Pull that up there. Okay, so Casanave didn't really spend any significant time. That's just a slow pit stop, probably slow getting out of his box or something. But Wrestler spent a little time down there working on it. Almost.
Yeah, he absolutely did, Jim. I think he's the only driver that is 1 lap down on the racetrack. As we are back under green with Bobby Joe up here trying to lead this thing. Check them out. Here we go. Corn Pro's trying to make a charge. Casanave right behind him. Here comes Robertson. Robertson's going to dive down to the inside and go after Casanave. Side by side, door to door. No, Robertson's going to take it on the top side. Casanave almost gets into him in the left rear. Robertson tried to gas up. Casanave no more to give it up.
Well, I tell you what, man, that's a tough spot to put your truck on cold tires. On the outside of somebody like that, it is so easy for them to lose it. You're taking the air off their truck, and you're tied up on them on the outside like that, man. You can suck them around right into your truck so fast. Ooh, that's a dangerous move right there. I would not have put my truck in that spot, I promise you. But maybe that's why I'm doing this and not driving out there.
Yeah, I believe so. Me too. Robertson up here running at third, trying to hold off Casanave the best that he can. And Casanave trying to send it on the bottom, trying to make it stick, not able to do it. Robertson still holding him off. Bobby Joe, half a second, and he has the fastest lap of the race. Quick time for Bobby Joe that last lap, or lap before, I should say, a 30.467. Bobby Joe, he's on a damn heater right here, just past the halfway point. Bobby Joe's on a heater.
He is indeed. Yeah, he's fast tonight, man. He's going to be tough to beat. I mean, he's been strong all night long through a big long tire run. He was strong at the beginning, the middle, and the end. He's going to be tough to beat here tonight.
Absolutely. And Robertson tried to latch on, maybe get a shot at Corn Prost one way or another in the 95. Scott Casanave sitting right there in the 4th spot as well. Bud Light Mike, he has made it up into the P5 spot in a pretty good gap over Andrew Lohmeyer, who was one of the fastest 5 here this evening. But Bud Light Mike has crept into the top 5 very, very quietly. Something pops off for that 47. He could be hitting the podium up one way or another if something happens with the front 4.
I see what you did there.
Could happen.
Something pops off. I like that.
Yeah, something pops off. Bud Light cap pops off. I mean, hell, he may be up there in the running for it. You never know. I mean, we still got a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
40 laps, 40 miles here. It takes a little bit. And there's a lot that can happen in that little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And let's see. Well, let's go back here. And I'm pretty sure that at this point in time, the track temperature's coming down a little bit. That's going to help, Every degree or two helps, believe it or not. It don't seem like much of a difference, but it really does make a difference. So as these trucks get more grip later in the race, that's gonna be fun to watch.
Bobby Joe leads them going into turn 3, about a half a second. Well, actually, over half a second over Corn Prost. Go back another half a second to Ronald Robertson, and then another half a second back to Cassidy. Believe it or not, all 4 of them separated by half a second apiece from what you're seeing. Corn Prost trying to really mid now. Here comes Cassidy. Sends it down on the inside. Tries to maybe catch up a little bit of lost ground. Robertson, who got him on the outside a while ago. Front 4 are gone. Honestly, it looks like the front 4, they took 4 tires. The rest of the field said, screw it. We don't need tires. We'll just take gas and be done with it. Front 4 is gone. Bobby Joe got 5 seconds over Bud Light Mike, who's sitting in 5th.
Yeah, they are definitely pulling out here. Bud Light Mike's got his own battle going on back here. He's got Lohmeyer trying to push underneath him here, run him up the track a little bit. Ooh, Mike was twitching coming off the turn there too. His truck didn't like that line too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's trying to hold on to it one way or another. Now, Andrew Lohmeyer going to jump up here and make a little paddle out of it for the P5. Andrew Lohmeyer says, not today. Let me have a shot at this P5. Lohmeyer down to the inside. He may end up wanting to have a couple of Michelobs when it's all said and done. He don't want no Bud Light. 31, Lohmeyer down to the inside. He will get clear. He'll go to P5. Bud Light Mike will get kicked back to P6, and he'll have to regroup and try again.
Yeah, he drove it right in there on him and just right around him, man. I don't think that Mike does really like that line up there too much, especially not with somebody underneath him. His truck didn't seem too settled down there at all. It was squirming around and wiggling a lot, and I think that his truck probably was not too big of a fan of that at all.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, really. I mean, this track, Jim. It is. I guess you could say it's one of those driver tracks. Now, a lot of people would probably call me crazy for that. You're absolutely tickled death about it because it's flat track. But a lot of people would sit here and look at me and go, "Oh, you're crazy." Well, no, it is. It is a driver's track. You got to know what you're doing when you get into the corner. You got to have that throttle management, not crack that egg. And coming off turn 2, Jim, you know about this as well. Coming off of turn 2 here at New Hampshire, it's a pain because there's like a damn hill when you come off of turn 2, especially if you come up off of the high side a little bit. It seems like there's a hill, much like what you would have at Richmond off of turn 2.
Yeah.
And I know the hill that you're talking about. A lot of people would probably look at us and think we're crazy about that, but trust me, buy you a computer, get you a sim wheel, and get you a subscription to iRacing and go out there and try it. And I'm telling you right now, there's a damn hill right there. It's there in real life as well. It will blow your mind, and it will knock you for a loop. It'll get you tight. It'll get you loose. It'll screw you up right off turn 2. I guarantee it.
It will. No, it absolutely will. And it is a driver's track. This is absolutely a driver's track because you have to use those brakes to get in the turn and get the nose of the truck settled in so it'll turn. And then you have to be able to apply the throttle in such a manner that you don't burn the tires off of it or spin it. But in the long run, you don't want, it's so easy to burn the tires off that thing. Ooh. Hey, give him a little nudge there. That's all right. I like a little nudge every now and then. That's, move him up the
we
track.
all love a little nudge, Jim. We all love a little nudge every once in a while. Yeah. Watch this there, if we can, right on board right here with Castanave. Watch the wheel. Look at that wheel right there. You saw it there for a split second. We'll watch it once again off of turn 4. Everybody watch his wheel and watch that red line. Obviously, that's where the center of the steering wheel is. Watch it when it comes off these corners. He's going to kick this sucker to the right. Look, he's already kicking it a little bit to the right.
That was actually smooth there.
Yeah, well, that is very smooth, but there has been some of them. Obviously, watch it right here off of turn 2 because I saw it a second ago when it was off turn 2. It kicked to the right a good bit. Watch it right there, starting to come over just a little bit to the right. That is actually very smooth out of Castanave.
It is.
But there's a lot of them that will come off of turn 2 and come off of turn 4, and they'll have that wheel kicked all the way, about 45 to the right.
Oh, yeah.
And still be motoring and still be hauling the mail. So
well, sometimes you got to catch it. Yeah. You got to drive it off the corner, what I'm curious about riding on board with him, it looks to me like he's put the nose on him a couple. I'm going to go up here and see what's going on now. Let's go see. Because I swear I think he's bumped him a couple times, I might be wrong. It may just appear that way from inside, but we're going to get up here and see.
Are you trying to get some beef started, Jim? Are you trying to?
Not at all. No, that's short track racing, man. I mean, look, if you get your feelings hurt because you get bumped on a short track, man, you need to get out of racing. Oh, he's going, oh! I thought he was going to get him there. Holy cow, he drove it up in there. I think
he tried to make it happen. He might get him right here, though.
No. I'm not. Look, it's short track racing, man. You gotta.
I get you.
You're gonna get hit. There ain't no doubt about it. There, he did get him right there, though. Look, I think he's gonna make that stick.
Yeah, he's trying to make it stick.
Now. He's got to ride him
up,
up,
baby.
Yeah, there he goes. He got him.
Wow, Robinson actually just lets him go right
Well,
there.
you're in a
He
spot.
might have
Why
actually
fight?
saw that, though,
Why
Jim.
fight that? Because he's going to get you there, whether he gets you now or he gets you in 2 laps, and y'all burn, both of you burn your tires off your truck fighting for 2 laps only for him to get you anyway, because he's got the spot. All he's got to do is just work you up the track, just let his truck drift out and push you up the track, and he's going to get you. So if you fight it, all you're going to do is just wear your tires out. That was a smart thing to do. Let him go and, take another run at him in a few laps. That's just that's smart. I don't look. Robinson's fast. He's impressed me. I mean, he was fast at Daytona. He was fast last week, and he's running up front here tonight. That tells me, of course. That being said, you kind of. I'm not going to say you got the haves and the have-nots, but there's 4 or 5 guys in this league that are maybe 6 that are significantly fast everywhere you go. It seems like, every week so far, it's the same crop of guys that are the fast ones, Thank you. I know.
I mean, 100%. 100%. Folks, he'll be here all week.
Yeah.
Also, you can't much say anything else about that, to be honest with you. I mean, he's dead on 9 ways to Sunday. You got the best ones, and right now they're showing in the points.
Yeah,
we talked about the truck points a while ago. When we talked about those drivers that's up at that front, Scott Castanave, he leads the points. Ronald Robertson, we saw both of them battling for that 3rd spot. Robertson, he's sitting in 2nd right now. BJ the 3rd, currently sitting in 3rd. If he finishes where he is tonight, obviously that is not going to help him out any, but it's going to hurt, but it's going to help Cornprost because he's going to slide up here in there. And obviously Bobby Joe, who had a good run last week, Bobby Joe right here, smack dab in the middle of it as well. He could make something happen as well, and jump up here into the top 3 as well.
Well, a couple of them got bad deals at Daytona, and that's going to happen. And it did happen. Cornprost had that incident where he got bumped down pit road and then tried to recover, and all of that. And then and Bobby Joe was pushing the 20, and when all hell broke loose there, and the 20 truck started flipping over the top of everybody, and right now the points are still settling out from Daytona. And it'll be a few races, but the fast guys are going to work their way right back up to the top of the points, even if they got a bad hand at Daytona, And like I said, Bobby Joe did, and certainly Cornprost did. But it's been proven the next 2 weeks that both those guys are fast because they're right up front battling for the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Bobby Joe, Cornprost, here they are. Once again, Cornprost trying to get a run down to the inside, but nothing is there. Bobby Joe able to get the run on the outside, but still Cornprost right on his tailgate, maybe trying to rattle his cage, not necessarily make contact with him, but try to rattle his own cage, maybe take the air off his spoiler, hit that intimidator button. Jim, you know what I'm talking about. Played those old Thunder and Chase for the Cup games. Hit that intimidator button, try to get him loose and slide him up the hill one way or another. Cornprost and Bobby Joe, they have been the talk of the race. Both of them have been the fastest. 100%. Cornprost got the pole. Bobby Joe started on the outside. Bobby Joe had a hell of a gap till the caution come out. It's going to come down to one of these 2 guys.
Barring something stupid happening, absolutely. And by the way, I like to use that rattle his cage line. That might be, not even might be, it is the best line ever in NASCAR history. When Earnhardt got out of the car after absolutely demolishing Terry Labonte, and he's like, I didn't want to wreck him. I just wanted to rattle his cage a little bit. That absolutely is probably the single best line ever used in NASCAR right there. And then that little smirk he had on his face after he said it. Oh, Cornprost into the wall.
Mike got his own cage rattled right there a little bit, sitting back there in the second spot. By the way, the second best one had to be when Kyle Busch was so upset and everything else at Vegas, and he said, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Granted, that was from a different sport, but, I mean, hey, you say what you want. I love Kyle Busch.
No, I like
Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin. I love them to death.
Bottom line is Kyle Busch of this generation is by far the best of that generation. By far the best race car driver of his generation. That guy, I watched him go to Eldora, and he had never raced a dirt car in his life. The closest he ever came to racing a dirt car is he raced Legends, but he might have done 1 or 2 races on dirt as a kid in a Legends car. Other than that, he had never raced on dirt. He got into a dirt late model, which is absolutely hard to drive, and he was blistering fast almost immediately. And that ain't something that you can watch a video and learn how to do. That's just in you. You got it in you or you don't. And he, of his generation, he is arguably the fastest driver, the best driver. And just like today, the modern kids, it's Kyle Larson. Whether you like him or you don't like him, Kyle Larson can get in anything he wants to, and he can go fast. The dude gets suspended from NASCAR. He just goes and jumps in big winged sprint cars and just out there winning races left and right. Who does that?
Kyle Larson.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
who does it. I mean, I love Kyle Larson. I do. Big fan of Kyle Larson. He just got in a bad spot at Phoenix. But everybody knows, I mean, that's just my opinion. He got a bad spot at Phoenix. Another driver in a bad spot is Bobby Joe. Gets up under the wall. Corn Pros had gotten up under the wall a while ago. Bobby Joe thought he might have been able to get away from all of it. Now we're having a little race. Under 20 to go. Corn Pros down to the inside, saw his opportunity. Now he's going to dive down to the inside. Tried to go for 2 in a row. Won at Kentucky last week. He's trying to win here. We got door banging going in the turn 1 between Corn Pros and Bobby Joe.
Wow, yeah, this is getting hot and heavy down here. Oh, man, I think their tires are starting to get away from them a little bit. They've been. You look at those lap times they've been running. They were running. They ran some fast laps on this set of tires. They were running hard. Look at this. Look at this.
Damn. Bobby Joe sideways off of 4. Corn Pros going to try to take the advantage. Taking on the outside. Bobby Joe's going to have to ease up out of the throttle. Don't want to come up and door into him. Corn Pros might have get the opportunity. Gets the run on the outside of him. Don't look now. Scott Cassidy right behind him as well. About 0.3 of a second back. Bobby Joe sends it hard into 3. Has to get out of the gas. Corn Pros trying to ride the high side momentum. Bobby Joe gets loose. Corn Pros goes to the lead.
Yeah, Corn Pros squeezed him down a little bit there and caused him to turn it in more than he wanted to, and that caused his rear end to step out there. I'm honest. I tell you, I think that Bobby Joe got those tires hot there when he hit the wall or somewhere around that scenario, and he's going to have to just sit back here and cool his tires down a little bit. Or otherwise, if he keeps pushing it like this, he's not going to catch him. He needs to cool his tires for 3 or 4 laps and then try to make another run at him.
Yeah, he's still got plenty of time. 14 to go this time right here. Corn Pros trying to get away now. He's got about a half a second gap. Scott Cassidy trying to jump up into this battle. 3-horse race. Talked about it a while ago. If you had Corn Pros or Bobby Joe in your race pool at work, you're probably going to end up winning. But don't count out Scott Cassidy. No. Jim, you talked about Scott a minute ago. He didn't like these kinds of races. He's not real good on these flat tracks. But here he is, right time. Yeah, but here he is at the right time to have a shot to make something happen as we got lap traffic up here as well. And corners up here could make it a little interesting for Bobby Joe and Corn Pros. Trying to help out his daddy, help him out a little bit.
He did not do that, it looks like. But here he goes. Look at this. Cassidy sending it here.
Wow, set it on the bottom side, try to make it stick. Bobby Joe, Bobby Lane Jr. up top.
He's got it rotating, man.
Second spot.
Oh, by the way,
Lord,
we need to show. I need to show this off right here. What is that right there on the look at that? You see that on the
Oh,
bed?
yeah.
Look at that, huh?
Yes, sir. MotorMouth Broadcasting. Good time to plug it in there if you haven't yet. Make sure you like and subscribe to MotorMouth Broadcasting. Keep up with all your needs here with MotorMouth Broadcasting. Keep it up with the Heart to Heart Motorsports
Scott
series, with the truck series, all that good stuff as well. Yeah, Scotty's hooked up on the bottom side. The problem is, oh no, he's going for it right here. He's going against Corpros. He's going for the lead. Damn, where did Scotty come from? Trying to go for the lead on Corpros. I thought he was going up against Bobby Joe there for a second, but everything just kind of got smushed together. Front three, throw a blanket over him coming to 10 to go.
Yeah, and Cornpros wiggled and then almost got into the wall there, but he still stayed in it. He kept his foot in it right there. My worry is that Scott's going to burn his tires off down there trying to run that low line like that. He can't stay there long. He's got to make it happen. And I tell you, old Bobby Joe's tires look like they might be ready for another run here too.
Yeah, Bobby Joe might lead back just a little bit. Just lean back a little bit. Try to get the good back into them tires, cool them down. And Bobby Joe's right smack dab in the middle of this.
Though.
And Ronald Robertson, he is way back there. It's about 2.5 seconds back, but I wouldn't doubt one bit. These boys get up here and wreck one another. Robertson may be in the catbird seat. Yeah. Scott Casanave down on the bottom side, trying the Cornpros. Bobby Joe right behind him as well. Almost door banging to get on turn 2. Scott Cassidy back to the inside. Will send it going into 3. Will he be able to make the pass?
That might be it.
No, he will not. Cornpros still up top. Will he be able to throttle up on the exit?
He run Cornprost up a little higher there. He got a better run off that corner. I think that's going to be enough. If he holds it in high here, he'll be all right. Yeah, he's going to be all right. He's going to come off this. He should get him right here. Oh, he turned it down too low.
Tries to get a run. Oh, no. Here we go. Cornpro still up here. Short track racing at its finest at New Hampshire with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series for round 3. Good Lord, have mercy. If this is what we're going to be seeing for the rest of the season, Jim, me, you, and everybody out there here on MotorMouth Broadcasting are going to be in for a hell of a treat. Scott Cassidy down to the inside. Cornprost up top. Bobby Joe right behind him, waiting for one of them to slip up. Good Lord, 7 more laps to hold your breath. Scott Cassidy gets loose on the bottom.
Yeah,
Cornprost back to the lead, and here comes Bobby Joe for second.
Yeah, Scott is a nice guy, man, when it comes to driving. You know, we've heard him talk about he doesn't drive people like that or whatever. If he would have squeezed Cornprost up there, he'd have got that position. But he didn't. He gave him plenty of room. He didn't play that game. And I think he ended up hurting his tires there. I don't know that he's got enough to get back to him now. Because those tires those tires, I can hear them tires from right here screaming. The problem is
screaming, stain me.
Bobby Joe's stuck. He can't take it 3 wide and make a pass here. He's going to need one of these guys to change lanes for him to have a run. He ain't got nowhere to go.
Well, there is that other factor as we hit the line with 5 to go, Jim. He could drive in there. Granted, it probably wouldn't be the cleanest move in the world. But you slide in there, maybe knock Scott Cassidy up the hill. He gets into Cornpros. Bobby Joe can slide right on the inside of him in this short track racing, though, right, Jim?
I know it is 100%, and I would definitely put my nose on somebody if I was BJ right now. I can tell you. I mean, if I was Bobby Joe, I'd put my nose on somebody. I don't know who it'd be. Honestly, it'd probably be Casanave. That's who I'd probably bump there because I think you got a better shot of moving him up and trying to drive underneath him. Casanave had to get out of it. The back end washed out on him a little bit there. Man, he's almost running a diamond line right there. He's turning it straight to the bottom. Watch him. He took a better line. He's doing it in the other turn, but he rode all the way up on Cornprost and then just turned it straight to the bottom. Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. He got loose there or something. Oh, he got it. Look.
Oh, he's clear just for a second. Will he be able to make it work? No, he jumps up, parks it in front of Cornprost. Cornprost had to get out of the gas.
Yeah.
Scott Cassidy will take the lead. Bobby Lane Jr. tried to go after Cornpros coming around this time. 2 laps to go. Scott Cassadave, he's got the lead, and he's trying to drive away with it.
Man, he finally made that work. Talk about tenacious, man. That was 15 laps or so he was on him right there, man. And he just stuck to it and stuck to it and stuck to it and made it work. Oh, it stepped out hard on
baby.
It stepped out hard on Cornprost right there. But I think Bobby Joe's tires are shot too. I don't think he's got nothing left in those tires. At this point, he's going to be doing good to hold off Robinson, I think.
Yeah, Robertson actually, he is back there. He's starting to close the gap now. He's starting to close the gap. White flag is in the air for the Allen Tillery 100 here tonight at New Hampshire.
Traffic.
Scott Cassadave, he's got lap traffic smack dab in front of him. May end up playing a factor. Scott Cassadave all the way down to the bottom, going around BJ Lane the third. Cornpros trying to follow as well. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Lap traffic still there. Cornpros takes one last shot. Will not be able to make it happen. Where did he come from? Scott Cassadave gets the win here tonight at New Hampshire in a wild last 5 laps.
Last 15.
Here at New Hampshire. Good Lord. Yeah, you can call it last 15 laps if you will. Scott Cassadave gets it. Cornpros, Bobby Lane Jr., Ron Robertson, Andrew Lohmeyer, the top 5 finishing it out. But Scott Cassadave, once again, Jim, where did he come from? Out of nowhere, gets it done at New Hampshire, gets the win.
Look, man, I got to tell you, I'm sitting here talking trash the whole time about, I'd squeeze him up. He ain't going to get it done if you don't squeeze him up. And, man, he just stuck to his strategy, and he made that work. That was impressive. I mean, he really, really, really stuck to that. I'm shocked that his tires held up, man. He did a great job right there. He really did. Oh, man. All right, let's see. Let's see if we got some results here, man. All right. Man. Yeah, results. Let's see. Race results. Here we go.
That is short track racing at its finest here tonight at New Hampshire with the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Scott Cassadave coming home with the win. Austin Cornpros will finish second. Bobby Lane Jr. will finish third. We'll talk to those drivers here in just a little bit. Ronald Robertson, Daytona winner, coming home with a P4 here this evening. Andrew Lohmeyer will come home 5th. How about Bud Light Mike? Good for old Bud Light Mike. Finishing in P6 here tonight. Ryan Perrone will finish in 7th. Dan Cullison, good bounce back for Dan.
Yeah, good bounce back.
An earlier spin, went down a lap. He comes back, finishes last one on the lead lap, but still gets an 8th place finish out of it. Benny Jones, BJ Lane the third, rounded out the top 10. With Carter Cassadave, James Borden, you got Nicholas Mader and Brandon Ressler, the 14 drivers that started it here tonight for the Allen Tillery 100 live from New Hampshire for the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series. Folks, we're going to round up the podium finishers, come back, give our final race analysis, and get you lined up for Charlotte next week. Don't go anywhere. You've been watching the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series live on MotorMouth Broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire. Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
From custom millwork to hands-on training to the best products in the industry, T.W. Perry, Builder's First Source, helps you do more. Each of our locations includes showrooms featuring windows and doors, decking and railing products, and a wide range of materials designed to inspire your next project. From concept to completion, you have a chance to see, touch, and compare the products that bring your vision to life. T.W. Perry, Builder's First Source, building better together.
Well, folks, we're back here at the Magic Mile. Live free and race. You see it right there on the big old thing that they got out here at the New Hampshire Motor Sport, whatever the hell they call it. Winner, Scott Cassidy gets it done. Gets the win at New Hampshire. Scott, buddy, congratulations on the win. Tell us about that whole last, 15 laps with all three of y'all up there, the best three, I guess you could say, for the whole night. Tell us about that whole last 15 laps, all that crazy racing.
Well, about 20 to go, maybe, I don't know, maybe 15. I was just trying to save my stuff and not turn real hard. I knew they checked out on me a little bit at the beginning, and I just wanted to save my stuff a little bit more for the end. And I think they started racing a little bit, and I was like, man, I may have a shot to at least lead a lap here and get that point. And when we got up there, it just turned into a battle. It was awesome, man. That was a heck of a race.
Yeah, that's as good as you can ask for right there, man. Somebody don't like that. They just need to go watch some golf or something, because
That's right. Yeah.
Man.
Now, they ain't nothing wrong with golf.
No, I know.
Soccer.
Soccer. Okay, we'll use soccer. We'll use soccer. Yeah, no, I mean, look, man, you very rarely see on a track like this, when you're 50 laps into a tire run, two guys run side by side for 20 laps like that, or whatever it was, 15 laps.
Yeah.
And you know, and the thing was, all of you at one point in time or another, you know, your trucks got tail happy, and you know, you could clearly tell that you know, the tires were heating up, and it was, you know, they were getting ornery. But man, what a race!
Yeah, it was, man. It was a heck of a race. And you know, we practice. I don't know how many laps I've done, but these guys are great teammates. Bobby and Austin. I mean, we just practiced our butt off. BJ did today too, and yesterday we did a 6-hour practice. I felt ready, but this is not my wheelhouse to short racing, but I'll take the win. That was a good run.
Well, you played a smart strategy, man. You really did. You saved your tires, but I think all of you were playing a good strategy. If I'm being honest, you know, in that first tire run, Austin clearly laid in there behind Bobby Joe, and didn't push the issue to, you know, so y'all could see how far y'all were going to go on a set of tires. If y'all were going to end up having to go 55 or 60 before you pitted or something. And then on that second run, I thought Bobby Joe's tires were, you know, he was doing a pretty good job there, but then it looked like he got a little angry on him there, and once those tires heated up, you could tell Bobby Joe, you just lost your pace there a little bit, huh?
Oh yeah, it was tough after I got them tires hot. I was really good on that first run, and we compared tire wear, all three of us, after that run, and I was way better. And I thought, okay, well, I can pick it up a little bit, but that was a bad mistake.
Just that little bit, though, makes a difference, you know, especially, and I was talking about this pre-race and early on, because this is my kind of track. You know, I told Scott and them that this week. I love a flat track. You know, getting into the corners where you make your mistakes here. If you get in too hard, you're just going to destroy them tires, and you may not even realize that you're doing it, you know what I mean, until it's too late, and all of a sudden your truck won't turn anymore, you know. But yeah, that was quite impressive. And Austin, man, you you had a solid run all night long, man. You looked really strong early, and then to me it looked like you were just settled in behind Bobby Joe and was just going to ride there in that first segment, you know.
Yeah, I was good on a short run, but like I told these two, I said I suck at the long run, so if you get up on me, I'll just let you go. And I mean, I think it was like 25 laps to go. I tried to make a move on Bobby, and my truck just pushed up, got into him a little bit, and I think his back tires just kind of got hot because he got a little sideways and just got out the groove a little bit. But
Well, both of you caught the wall pretty late there in the race. Bobby,
I've caught it a few times.
Yeah, well, right there with, I don't know, about 25 or so to go, both of you, a couple laps apart, caught the wall there. I know Bobby Joe's, his tires got, you could tell his tires got angry with him, and he slid up in the wall, and then it wasn't too far after that you did too. But man, what a run what a race that was, man. Golly.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all three of you. That right there is what it's all about. And congratulations to the whole lot of you, the whole field, man. It was clean racing all night long. There was, there was some battles all over the place, like we were talking during the broadcast. It may have been a battle for ninth place, but when you're out there and that's as good as you can run, and y'all are racing each other hard, it's good, hard, fun racing, no matter whether it's for fourth, fifth, ninth, it doesn't matter. And, but yeah, the whole field tonight, good, solid racing. And a tough racetrack. This is a tough place, man. We only had 2 cars go around all night, and only one of them brought out a caution.
One caution, yeah, it's awesome. It was a great run.
So
yeah, I mean,
everybody.
Yeah, but you don't usually see that when you come to short tracks. You usually end up just seeing one caution out of all of it. Usually you end up seeing about 20 of them, but y'all pulled it off here tonight. Scott Cassidy, if you get the win here tonight, buddy, congratulations on the win. Go ahead and thank your sponsors and any shout-outs.
I got to do Alan Tillery, Bass Tire. I forgot them last time. Big shout-out to you guys. Jason Muscle, Rusty, want to give a shout-out to you. We miss you, Buchanan Resort. Everybody at Heart to Heart, was a great race tonight. It was a lot of fun. I love racing with you guys. Thanks for broadcasting, you guys.
Well, we brought
Scott Cassidy.
We brought a few surprises for you tonight too. So when you go watch the broadcast, we brought a few new things for you tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited to go watch it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. So
it is entertaining as ever. I'll say that. Scott Cassidy gets the win here tonight. Scott, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, buddy. We will see you at Charlotte next week.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to that one. Let's go.
Scott Cassidy, going to try to go for 2 in a row. We go to Charlotte next week. Second place, Austin Corporos. Austin, I got to ask you real quick, buddy. The first race Daytona, you flip-flop and go through the damn pit road and come up and do all that crazy stuff. And then out of nowhere, you win Kentucky last week. Obviously, you're going to move up in the points, but is this the kind of way that you was expecting your season to start off this season?
Didn't really anticipate going 200 down pit road,
Well, yeah.
But I knew I did have a good shot at Kentucky last week, and this track here, man, I won it last year, but I know Bobby, he's real good at these short tracks, so I figured he would win it. But yeah, I didn't expect to. I know we have a lot of good competition in here. I didn't think I'd be where I am at the points right now, but I'll take it, man.
Well, I have to say your 200-mile-an-hour run down pit road is arguably one of my favorite moments of the season so far. So
It's still got a top 10, if I'm not mistaken, Daytona. If I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and look at that. But I think you got a damn top 10 at Daytona. I'm not 100%, but let me go
judge
look
a book
at this.
by its cover, right, Jim?
I know. Hey, look, that's right. That's right. I had to. I definitely thought for sure that there was something going on there, but in the end, it wasn't, and it was impressive. And I have to say that reel on our different sites that we post on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. I think it's been one of the most popular reels of the past few weeks. And I always got a lot of good stuff from different stuff we cover, but that run down pit road seems to be a favorite with people.
I'm glad to make it exciting for y'all.
That's right.
Actually, I was going to tell you, Austin, it would have probably been 10th, but somehow or another, you must have got black flagged or something for that. I don't reckon you got that cleared or anything like that, so it wasn't that good of a finish. But
Yeah.
I mean, but still, buddy, I mean, congratulations on the P2 here tonight at New Hampshire. Real quick, thank your sponsors and any shout outs.
Yeah, TW Perry for sponsoring the truck this year. Rusty, we miss you, brother. Buchanan Resort, Bass Tire. Y'all up in the broadcast booth. Y'all doing a great job every week, and we appreciate y'all.
All righty, Austin Corpros won it last week at Kentucky. Comes home with a P2 here tonight. We'll see what he can do at Charlotte next week. Austin, buddy, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the P2, buddy.
Thank you.
That was Austin Corpros. Comes home with a P2 here tonight. We'll go to Bobby Joe. Bobby Lane Jr. gets him a third here tonight at New Hampshire. Bobby Joe, buddy, congratulations on the P3. Tell us about it.
It was tough. I thought I had it. I just went up there and burned them up, and like I said, us three are teammates, and we practice a lot together, and we race a lot together. So the clean racing was expected out of all three of us. So it was a hell of a race, man.
Yeah, that was good stuff right there, man. You're gonna enjoy watching that back. You know, that was a lot of fun. It really was.
It very much was. I'll say this. I will 100% mirror what Bobby Lane just said right here. It was a hell of a race. Bobby Lane, buddy, congratulations on the P3. But you come out here, obviously. I mean, you talked about it. You know, y'all are teammates, and you know you've raced against one another for so long. Does that kind of help a little bit when you're trying to figure out, try to get the win and everything? That you've been racing with these guys for so long that you know their tendencies and you kind of got an idea of what's going on. I mean, does that help any?
Well, where it really helps us at, I think, is some of us are better at different tracks, and we help each other. I mean, we'll go in each other's car and try to help the other one get around the track a little better if needed. It's just I don't know, man. We've created a good bond, friendship with these guys, and it's a blast to be able to run in this league.
That's the main thing. I always have friendships and bonds that last a lifetime, even over the internet. Take it how you can get it. Bobby Lane Jr., Bobby Joe, you get a P3 here tonight, buddy. Congratulations on that. Thank your sponsors and any shout out, so bud.
Thanks Bass Tire and everybody, Alan Tillery, and everybody that's got anything to do with this league. Thank y'all. Y'all doing a great job. And missing you, Rusty. You need to get back in here, brother. We had a few people out tonight. We really miss them. Get them back in here, get them going. And good job, guys.
Rusty, there's 3 people wanting you to get back in here. Get back over here. You are missing out, son. Bobby Lane Jr. comes home with a P3 here tonight. Bobby Joe, appreciate your time. We'll see you at Charlotte next week, bud.
Thank you.
That was Bobby Lane Jr. comes home with a P3 here tonight. New Hampshire is in the books. Scott Casanave gets the win for the Alan Tillery 100. Jim, buddy, final thoughts here at New Hampshire, buddy. I'm telling you, for some reason or other, every single time I watch a race here and I'll race it, it's 10 times better than what it is in real life. Your take?
That is probably a true statement, but that's okay. That's some tracks race virtually better than they do in real life, and vice versa. This is a track that's underrated, in my opinion. I think that people don't think about this place producing exciting racing, but it can and it does. And when you throw in some clean racing like we saw tonight, man, that was so much fun. And it just goes to show you don't necessarily have to move someone out of the way to beat them, and Of course, I would have moved them out of the way. But nevertheless, you don't have to.
I would have to. I would have set it in there and set him up there and said, sorry for your luck, Hoss. I'm going to try to get me a win here at New Hampshire. Because honestly, Jim, I mean, we talked about it. I suck here, racing here. I really do. I've raced here. I mean, I'm better in the open wheel modifieds than I am in a stock car or a truck or whatever. But this track, I mentioned it a second ago, for some reason or other, in real life, real racing, it sucks. But on iRacing, it puts on some of the best racing, some of the best short track racing that you will see in one of the best leagues with Heart to Heart Motorsports. They showed why it is a good short track here tonight. They done a fantastic job. And Scott Cassidy coming out of nowhere, getting the win, putting in the time. Like he says, putting in the time. He put in the time this week. He ends up getting the win. Will he go for 2 in a row next week at Charlotte? We'll have to find out next Sunday night. But, folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Got to thank all the great sponsors here at Heart to Heart Motorsports. Obviously, Chasing Muscle Cars, C&L Carpets. Obviously, can't forget about Buckhead Resort, Bass Tire, T.W. Perry, and obviously can't forget about the title sponsor, obviously, with Allen Tillery for sponsoring the Allen Tillery 100 here tonight at New Hampshire, and obviously with the Heart to Heart Motorsports for their sponsorship as well. Got to give a shout out to the drivers, man. Y'all put on a hell of a show all the way from 1st all the way to 14th. Y'all absolutely banger of a short track race, banger of the past 3 weeks, if you want to call it that. And the fans, y'all come out in some big old numbers supporting this great league. So thank you very much for the fans coming out here. And obviously BJ Lane, Bobby Joe, all the admins here in this league, appreciate their love and support, allowing us to come in here, broadcast, and entertain you, the fans, and entertain the drivers as well. For my good buddy, Jim Cunningham, here with MotorMouth Broadcasting. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Round 3's in the books, baby. Round 4, mile and a half. America's home for racing. Charlotte Motor Speedway will be on tap for round 4 of the Heart to Heart Motorsports Truck Series next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will see you there. Let's get it going in Charlotte. I can't wait.